3, 2, 1.
Starting from the top, okay? Sounds Like Hate is a new podcast series. I'm Geraldine Moriba.
And I'm Jamila, Paksima. This first season is about how some people become extremists and how some of them disengage from a life of hate.
We made this podcast because the ideas and actions that fuel hate are buried in misinformation.
There's also the slogan, "Welcome to the AltRight," where the Holocaust never happened, but we want it to happen again. Like the Holocaust wasn't enough for you?
The truth is, understanding hate is complicated and often much harder to talk about because it's personal.
She worked behind the scenes at the Unite the Right rally in August 2017.
You will not replace us!
We have some dug-in camps in this town that if you are not extremely careful about how this unfolds, they're going to get angrier and there may be violence.
It's time to stop the labeling and step into uncomfortable territory and ask hard questions.
I'm drawn to stories about criminal justice and human rights, including violence against women and children and disparities in healthcare and education.
You don't forget calls like that. You don't forget the sound of a woman trying to understand if it was her fault for saying no.
And I've always told stories about social equity and the very real impact of inequity, stories about race, environmental justice, and culture.
I've been physically assaulted and repeatedly called the N-word and that I was gonna get shot.
What motivates people to commit acts of terror, and what can be done to compel them to transform?
The funding for this project comes from the Southern Poverty Law Center, an organization dedicated to identifying and documenting hate in America.
These are complicated stories about people who hold on to false histories and terroristic ideologies and draw boundaries that are skin deep.
Please listen and subscribe to our podcast series, Sounds Like Hate, and tell us what you think.